The West Philippine Sea, a name that reflects the Philippines' national perspective, is at the heart of a complex geopolitical dispute. This strategically important body of water is claimed in part or in whole by 6 different governments. China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan all assert sovereignty over various islands, reefs, and surrounding waters. This contest for control has raised tensions in the region, turning the West Philippine Sea into a focal point for international concern. The dispute holds significant implications for global security, trade, and the future of international law. The competing claims are rooted in a mix of historical narratives, legal interpretations, and strategic calculations. Understanding the nuances of this maritime dispute requires a careful examination of each claimant's perspective, the legal frameworks involved, and the potential consequences of a conflict. This essay delves into the complexities of the West Philippine Sea dispute, exploring the historical background, legal arguments, and geopolitical factors that have fueled tensions. By dissecting the various dimensions of this complex issue, we can better appreciate the challenges and opportunities for achieving a peaceful and lasting resolution. The stakes are high for all parties involved. Failure to find a peaceful solution could have far-reaching consequences for regional stability and the rules-based international order. The West Philippine Sea is not just a vast expanse of water. It is a maritime crossroads of immense strategic and economic importance. Located in Southeast Asia, it encompasses an area of approximately 3.5 million square kilometers, bordered by China to the north and west, the Philippines to the east, and Malaysia, Brunei, and Vietnam to the south. Its significance stems from several key factors. First, the West Philippine Sea is a vital shipping route. It serves as a conduit for global trade, with trillions of dollars worth of goods passing through its waters annually. Major shipping lanes connecting East Asia with Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Europe traverse this maritime space. Disruptions to shipping in this region would have significant repercussions for the global economy. Second, the West Philippine Sea is believed to hold vast reserves of natural resources. These include oil, natural gas, and fisheries, which are crucial for the economic development of the surrounding countries. The potential for resource extraction has further fueled the territorial disputes, with each country seeking to secure access to these valuable assets. Third, the West Philippine Sea holds significant strategic value. Its strategic location makes it a key area of interest for naval powers, including the United States, China, and other regional actors. The presence of military installations and the potential for naval deployments have heightened tensions, turning the West Philippine Sea into a potential flashpoint for conflict. The combination of economic potential, strategic significance, and overlapping territorial claims has transformed the West Philippine Sea into one of the most hotly contested maritime zones in the world. Section 5. Overlapping claims, the stakes of Brunei, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. The West Philippine Sea dispute extends beyond the primary claims of the Philippines and China, with Brunei, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Taiwan also asserting sovereignty over various features and maritime zones within the region. These overlapping claims further complicate the situation and add layers of tension to the already volatile mix. Brunei, while maintaining a relatively low profile in the dispute, claims Louisa Reef, located within its exclusive economic zone as defined by UNCLOS. Malaysia claims a cluster of islands and reefs in the southern portion of the South China Sea, including Swallow Reef, which it occupies and administers as part of its territory. Vietnam claims sovereignty over the Spratly Islands and Paracel Islands, both of which are also claimed in part or whole by China. Vietnam's claims are based on historical occupation and administrative control dating back centuries. Taiwan, though not recognized as a sovereign state by many countries, maintains a claim to the entire South China Sea, mirroring the claims of mainland China. These overlapping claims create a complex web of competing interests and potential flashpoints. Each claimant state has its own historical narratives, legal interpretations, and strategic calculations. While some countries have engaged in bilateral negotiations to manage their overlapping claims, the lack of a comprehensive framework for resolving these disputes poses a significant challenge to regional stability. Section 6. UNCLOS. the law of the sea and maritime boundaries. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, serves as the primary legal framework governing maritime claims and activities at sea. This comprehensive treaty, adopted in 1982, establishes a set of rules and principles for determining maritime boundaries, managing ocean resources, and resolving disputes between states. UNCLOS defines various maritime zones, including territorial seas, contiguous zones, exclusive economic zones, and the continental shelf. Coastal states have sovereign rights over the resources within their 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, including fishing, oil and gas exploration, and other economic activities. The Convention also provides mechanisms for resolving maritime disputes, including negotiation, conciliation, and arbitration. The International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea and the Permanent Court of Arbitration are two bodies designated to adjudicate disputes arising from the interpretation or application of UNCLOS. UNCLOS plays a crucial role in the West Philippine Sea dispute by providing a legal framework for determining maritime entitlements and resolving competing claims. The Philippines, along with other Southeast Asian claimant states, has consistently invoked UNCLOS as the basis for its maritime claims and has sought to resolve the disputes through legal and diplomatic means.
Section 7. The 2016 PCA Ruling. A decisive victory for the Philippines. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague issued a landmark ruling in the case brought by the Philippines against China concerning the West Philippine Sea. The tribunal's decision, widely seen as a victory for the Philippines, had significant implications for the legal interpretations of maritime claims in the region. The PCA ruled in favor of the Philippines on several key issues. First, it found that China's 9-line claim, which encompasses a vast swathe of the South China Sea, has no legal basis under UNCLOS. The tribunal concluded that there was no evidence to support China's claim of historic rights to resources within the 9-line. Second, the PCA affirmed the Philippines' sovereign rights within its exclusive economic zone, including the right to exploit natural resources and manage fishing activities. The tribunal rejected China's claim of historic fishing rights within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Third, the PCA found that China had violated the Philippines' sovereign rights by interfering with Filipino fishing and oil exploration activities, constructing artificial islands, and failing to prevent harm to the marine environment. Despite the PCA's ruling, China refused to recognize the tribunal's jurisdiction and rejected the decision as null and void.
Section 8. China's response, rejection, and continued assertions. China's response to the 2016 PCA ruling was swift and defiant. Beijing rejected the tribunal's jurisdiction and dismissed its decision as null and void. China argued that the PCA had no authority to hear the case and that the Philippines' unilateral action in bringing the case to arbitration violated a 2002 agreement between China and ASEAN to resolve disputes through consultation and negotiation. Furthermore, China maintained its commitment to resolving the South China Sea disputes through bilateral negotiations with the other claimant states. Beijing argued that direct dialogue and cooperation were the most appropriate avenues for addressing the complex historical and legal issues involved. However, despite its rhetoric of peaceful resolution, China's actions in the South China Sea continued to raise concerns. China pressed ahead with its island-building activities, transforming reefs and shoals into artificial islands capable of supporting military installations. China's assertive actions, coupled with its rejection of the PCA ruling, heightened tensions with the Philippines and other Southeast Asian countries. The international community expressed concern over China's disregard for international law and its potential to undermine regional stability.
Section 9. The Philippines' position, balancing diplomacy and defense. The Philippines, following the 2016 PCA ruling, faced the challenge of upholding its legal victory while navigating a delicate relationship with China. The Philippines sought to balance its commitment to diplomacy and dialogue with the need to safeguard its sovereign rights and deter further Chinese assertiveness in the West Philippine Sea. The Philippine government, under President Rodrigo Duterte, adopted a pragmatic approach towards China. While reaffirming its commitment to the PCA ruling, the Philippines also sought to engage China in bilateral talks to manage the dispute and explore areas of cooperation. This approach aimed to prevent the dispute from escalating into conflict while seeking to secure the Philippines' interests. At the same time, the Philippines strengthened its defense capabilities and enhanced its security partnerships with other countries, particularly the United States. The Philippines recognized the need to deter potential aggression and protect its maritime domain. The Philippines' approach reflected a delicate balancing act between diplomacy and defense. The Philippines sought to uphold its legal rights and deter Chinese assertiveness, while also engaging in dialogue and cooperation to manage the dispute and prevent escalation.